My name is Mark, and I'm joined by my friend Shaz. Shaz, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for having me. So my name's Shaz, and we're doing our first ever joint YouTube video.
Tech, yeah.
Right, so I love shiny tech. I love new things. I like to have the latest gadgets. For me, more is always better, so it's not about i5s, it's about i7s. And the silly thing is that I never ever use any of my tech up to its capacity. Okay, I like to think I do, and I like to think I will, but it never happened. Okay.
Tell us about the story about the scientific calculator. Shaz.
Right. So my bug and addiction to tech started when I was about 10 years old, and it was my local video shop where I used to go in with my old man, and we used to hire some rental videos, and they had a Casio calculator. It was a scientific calculator for sale.
I remember those.
Do you remember them? I remember I saw it and I was just thinking, wow, look at all those buttons. I have to have it because that's going to improve my life immeasurably, right? No idea how, but the fact that I could probably go to Sainsbury's with my parents and calculate the shopping before they actually got to the counter.
I get it.
Game changer, right?
Yeah.
So I had to have it. And eventually, after begging for a very long time, I got it. And for the first 2 days, it changed my life. And day 3, it's just sat there.
My first achievement in life, actually getting phone call from people I know around 1995 fixing their VCR because they could not do the tracking, they could not fix the cassette, and I was like, I'm the tech guy. If YouTube was there, we would be Marcus Brownlee.
So I was the go-to guy when it came to setting up a VCR, VHS, or whatever they used to call them back in those days. Had to plug it all in and get it all fired up. Now my brain, it can't take in any new information. I can't.
Let me take you back from the last announcement, which is the greatest iPad they ever made. Obviously, it's the greatest ever iPad because they're not going to release an iPad which is worse than the last version. Shaz and I are the first ones to throw money at a device and regret it, but even we could not be forced to put money on 2020 iPad. It's difference. Let's go through some of the things together so we can discuss. So first of all, Shaz, it has a new processor. What do you think about that?
Yes, it has a new processor. The previous version, the version that we've got, did it need a processor upgrade? Have I ever had it lag on anything? No. The truth of the matter is that iPad, Apple, in terms of tablet processing power, are light years ahead. But if you look at a lot of the comparison videos out there,
yeah,
it's such a negligible increase in processing power.
1% apparently. If you are one of those people who need that 1%, then go ahead and buy it. But they're also saying that it has a wider camera.
Yes,
yeah.
On the new one, it looks like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's basically the camera. But again, so looking at it from our consumption point of view, most people that are going to be buying this iPad will probably have a smartphone. Chances are they're going to have an iPhone. Yeah, I think that's the majority. There may be a few that have got a Samsung device. In every case, their phone on their mobile will be much easier to use and much more practical when they're out there than their tablet. I've taken, in my entire ownership of tablets, in my entire life, I think I've taken about 30 pictures, all right? Okay. And 15 of them were probably by accident.
I mean, the rule of thumb for iPad is every family needs to have one uncle who takes these awkward photos using the iPad. We have that uncle in our family.
Yeah.
Don't be that uncle. Don't be that guy who's going to places and taking these awkward photos with your iPad when people are thinking, what is wrong with this dude? The second thing they're talking about is LiDAR camera. We had a conversation, if you remember, that if NASA is using this technology, so should I. But I guess not.
Me and Mark were having a discussion when it all first came out to light about this wonderful LiDAR camera, and I was excited by it. And I think the example I used was, Mark, when I'm refurbishing one of my living rooms, I can use a LiDAR camera and it can tell me where I'm going to place all my furniture and all the rest of it. And then after giving it some more thought, because a lot of it our current iPads can do, and never used it.
You won't be using iPad for furniture when you're out and about. I mean, we hardly get time to do anything more than watching Netflix on our iPad. Or I do use my iPad for my university, and shout out Cambridge University. But
God.
But not that I am talking much about Cambridge University. LiDAR cameras, chances are you won't use it. Maybe in 4 or 5 years time it will be useful, but not at the moment. Microphone. So microphone apparently now is the studio quality. Counter argument from my point of view is the microphone there now is good enough. And second, if your friend like mine have crappy speakers. It doesn't matter how good your microphone is because other people will hear whatever speaker they have. They might be using AirPods. So there's no point having a studio microphone. What do you think?
Yes, and again, I mean, I suppose the question we need to ask here is, somebody's watching this and they own, I don't know, a third gen iPad from 3 years ago or something, yeah? And now they're thinking, right, I need to make an upgrade. Which one shall I go for? No brainer. You go for the latest and the greatest. Great, no problem, yeah? And in terms of pricing,
sell the old one also.
Yeah, exactly. So that's become obsolete, which has wound me up a little bit. But anyway, however,
I was trying to sell mine for £1,500.
Yeah,
nobody wants it. They'll think they'll buy the
let's not go there about your
buying my
trying to resell your old tech. Let's not go there, okay? And your pricing structures.
Get in touch.
If you are somebody that again is looking to upgrade from an older version, so you don't have this one over here, right? This one, the last gen, right? And you've got an option where you can buy the previous version, like I said, the 1 year old version, and you find somebody that's selling one which is half the money of this one. No brainer, I'd go for the older one because
I agree.
You're not getting much more for your money for the newer one. Okay. However, if it's side by side, same price, go for the newer one. Yes, you'll benefit for some of these wonderful upgrades, and it will last you a very long time.
I mean, the other Apple is pushing down people's throat is that you can have access to Trackpad with the new iPad, but what they're not sharing quite commonly, what people don't know is that everybody who has any type of iPad Pro will get access to Trackpad. So you don't need a new one to have access to Trackpad.
Yeah.
But how has your experience been using Trackpad? Because I, again, being an average consumer, I struggled a bit with the new Trackpad on the iPad.
I mean, that's putting it mildly. So I was really excited about this, contextual pointer system, because previously it never really worked like it should for me. And at this moment in time, I'm not overly impressed, if I'm really honest, Mark. I was doing a bit of sort of right click and a bit of testing, and I fully understand that it's not really supposed to imitate a pointer and a mouse as you would on a Mac, for example. I get that, but it's useful, okay? But going from a Mac and then trying to use a mouse on an iPad, for me, I just found it horrible, frustrating, clunky. Just didn't work. The help is a lot of the apps haven't been upgraded or updated to utilize the new the mouse feature. I think that was the other part that was quite frustrating.
I mean, we were looking at the Microsoft Word and Excel, and they have not updated themselves fully to actually use the trackpad. So that's one example. But I do have to give disclaimer to my viewers that it might be that Shaz and I need to spend 20 minutes going through the process and understanding the trackpad part.
Maybe.
The maximum time we could give was 5 minutes, and we were like, no, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I'm done with this. I am done with this shit.
Yeah. But I tell you what would be interesting. I want the viewers to tell us, actually, in the comment section, how much time they're prepared to give themselves to try and learn and adapt to this new mouse system on the iPad. Because for me, I tried, and even those 5 minutes, it was horrible, and I couldn't bring myself to carry on. And I gave up.
Like the 5 minutes you get before you go to a stage to do a speech. It was nasty, it was anxiety, and when it ended, well, nobody was clapping. It was just tears all around. So yeah, I mean, you know what? You guys tell us. Because of our viewers, we're going to throw more money at this device. And we both have decided we will be pre-ordering
Magic Keyboard.
We will be buying the new Magic Keyboard, which has a trackpad inbuilt. And it looks like the iPad is floating. We will both be buying it just so that you don't have to. So we go through the pain so you don't have to. Exactly. And then we can update you if it's worth it or not. Chaz.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a cracking idea. And also, if people want us to, so we both have got, I've got the 12.9 inch version, I've got the smaller one as well. So if people want to know out of the two, what's a better, and again, not from a technical point of view, because all the benchmarking, that stuff's already out there. Purely from a usability point of view and the typical use case scenario of the average consumer wannabe prosumer. I think that's a good way of putting it. Because in my head, whenever I buy these shiny new devices, in my head, I have a vision that I'm going to become like the next Spielberg, and I'm going to be doing all these video edits. So I need this power, all right? But in reality,
I mean, how much power do you need to run Netflix?
Exactly. And browse the web and watch a few Amazon Prime videos.
Doing basic stuff, But it still pisses the hell out of me that on my iPad that I spent about £1,000, then I bought that slim Folio from Logitech, which is neither a proper Folio nor slim, and
That
weighs
is
like
not
10
slim.
kilos. I mean, honestly, I have some back issues that were developed because I was carrying the Logitech stuff. That is a backbreaker. It's not slim.
It was you that sold the Logitech keyboard so much to me, like how it was a game changer, it changed your world, and I went and bought one. All right. And for the first week, I must admit that the typing experience, can you hear that? Lovely, sounds amazing.
Sounds like the cherry blue keys right along.
It turns the damn thing into something like, you know, it's like a.
It's heavier than the MacBook Pro. It's heavier. It's the suitcase,
which is flipping ridiculous.
Imagine carrying a suitcase when you're traveling with Ryanair. That's the experience you have with iPad Pro with Slim Folio. You're gonna be looked with disgust. You're gonna feel uncomfortable, and then you'll pay up more for something you don't need it anyways. One of the things I would like to do on my iPad Pro, because I'm a pro consumer obviously, is to once in a while use a calculator. How about Apple giving us a basic calculator app on the iPad Pro?
Inbuilt, yes. What the hell is all that about, Apple? If you're watching,
why do I need to download a third for a calculator?
Yeah. I mean, even my Surface Pro comes with a calculator.
Don't use the S word here. At the moment, if you want to buy an iPad, buy the 2018 model if you can get it for cheaper. It's exactly the same. You don't want to be that awkward guy taking photos with your iPad with your pencil sticking out. Do not do that. In terms of the cases, order the Magic Trackpad case or wait for us to order and we'll tell you an honest opinion about. The problem with the current Logitech or the Apple one is Apple one has no travel. The Logitech one is too heavy. Get 2018 iPad and don't get any keyboard. Wait for the Apple keyboard to come out and you won't be disappointed. It's a beautiful piece of kit. It will get your street credit up, but it's not gonna make you very productive.
Echoing pretty much what Mark said, if you've got the choice between the two and you're jumping a few generations, and you can nab a deal on the 2018 model and buy a deal, if you can save yourself 30% go for the 2018 model, because you're not going to be gaining much from the 2020 model when you compare. If it's like for like and you're going to pay a similar sort of money, then no brainer, get the 2020 model. You will not be disappointed. You're going to love the damn thing like we have, and it will do everything that you want it to do.
And 2018 model, which one, smaller or bigger?
I've got both. I love both, but for me, my daily device that I take with me wherever I go is the smaller one.
For me, it's the bigger one, but then I do have massive hands. That's a discussion that we won't be having on YouTube.
Yes, definitely not.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, Shaz, for your time today.
Thank you, Mark. It's been fun. It's been a pleasure. And looking forward to the next one.
Shaz, for our viewers to suggest some name. I mean, we were thinking for either going with Shazam, because Shaz and Mark, but Mark is just at the end. And although the name is pretty cool, I would go with Mash, because then it's Mark plus Shaz. But our viewers can suggest some names. I would also like to request everybody, if you like the video, subs up, thumbs up, subscribe, and all the good stuff.
But yeah, your support is very much welcome. So thank you very much all.
Thank you.